Right, in Munich now, via Manchester. Of course, we were in Anfield last night with a bunch of friends and celebrating after the result. Actually, let me tell you a couple of stories from then. I went for a beer with Paco Ayestaran. You must remember him, of course, from his time with Rafa Benitez at Liverpool, but of course the manager of Valencia and Las Palmas recently. And I was going to be in the press conferences, but he was pushing because the bar was closing and he was in a hotel nearby. So I went in and we discussed in detail what had happened in the game. And then there was this big guy that was getting closer to us and straight sat on the table, Bruce Grobbelaar. He joined us for a drink and a lot of stories got exchanged. It was fantastic. Completely in awe of Bruce and Paco, and it was wonderful to be a witness of that. Let me tell you a story that Bruce told us. There was a Liverpool player, I won't tell you the name, but Liverpool fans will know who it is, from his era, who was a big Manchester United fan. And there was the game in Anfield, Liverpool-Manchester United. So this guy went to the manager and said, I need tickets. Why is that? Because the players were getting 2 tickets each. And he said, I need 2 more because I want to take my dad and my mom and my sister and brother, just 4 people. And the manager said to him, I tell you what, you have 5 because you're not going to play. That's it. So he eventually went to see the game, but not from the place where he wanted to. Which reminds me, on the way to Munich, I actually crossed paths with Charlie Stiliano, who's a legend of American football, and now the brains behind the parallel Champions League, the Summer Champions League that takes place in America. Apparently there's already 27 games that have been sorted for that one. And he was telling me that he was sitting down, he's close with Sir Alex Ferguson, and he was sitting down with Sir Alex Ferguson in Anfield. And the reception he got was not very nice. We compared it to what, for instance, Arsene Wenger will get at Old Trafford. We all think that he will be clapped in admiration or respect at least. But I think there's a lot of things that Sir Alex Ferguson, who is a bit of a troll in a way, was, that Liverpool fans clearly are not forgetting. Anyway, this is about Real Madrid, Bayern Real Madrid. And the first thing to say is that I don't know if you're aware that there is a big rivalry here, one of the biggest in Europe, in fact. There are no teams that have met more often, there are no teams that have played more often in the Champions League, and it's their 25th encounter. It was the Black Beast, Bayern was the Black Beast of Real Madrid for many, many years, and now it's not so much so. The last 5 games were won by Real Madrid, but it's still a big rivalry. And I was reading in AS this morning, and it was reminding us of some of the things that have been said from Munich about Real Madrid that Real Madrid do not forget. There was an incident in the 70s when Rummenigge, who of course is still at the club, was sent off in a friendly in the Torneo Bernabeu, in the Summer Trophy of when Real Madrid presents the team to the fans. Was sent off because of some gestures he did to the fans. That's not forgotten. Uli Hoeneß was actually talking about how Real Madrid should be punished because of the debts, and that hasn't been forgotten either by Florentino Perez, and a few other things, a few other conflicts that have taken place along the years that suggest that this is not just any game. But interestingly enough, Bayern Munich are playing it as if they put in their sheep coat on, as we say in Spanish. They want to be considered the underdogs. They shouldn't be, really. But you know that Real Madrid has got a love story with this competition. And it is because they always have the best players, or some of the best players around. And because for them, for Real Madrid, it's not about the style. It's about creating conditions by which players make an impact. So it's not about playing as a team, as a collective. It's about having enough of the ball and counter-attack and create enough chaos, if you like, so the big players turn up on the night. And that's why Real Madrid in recent times, but in the past as well, have been getting so many of those titles. It's happening right now as well. Yes, there are different ways in which they can play. It won't be the same if, as we all expect, Isco and Benzema starts than if it was Lucas Vázquez and Asensio, for instance. Bale will be on the bench. That's what we all think. And that's to do not so much with the style, but to do with the players. So Zidane thinks, okay, if we have Benzema, we have an extra man in midfield sometimes because he can drop deep, and Cristiano Ronaldo can move as a number 9 with Isco as well. That means a very populated midfield. So Javi Martinez will struggle there. Of course, we'll get into Bayern, but they play with a holding midfielder, Javi Martinez, and that could be one of the weaknesses of Bayern because there's a lot of space around him unless the likes of Müller and James do help him. And of course Robben and Ribéry, who play normally in wide positions, but they will have to be part of the defensive structure as well, try to come inside and help Javi Martinez, surround him with players, because otherwise with Benzema, with Isco, with Kroos, with Modric, with Casemiro, there'll be superiority of Real Madrid. So that's one way of playing. The other way is to have 2 wingers in Lucas Vázquez and Marco Asensio. That will be a completely different way of attacking. I think that perhaps will come in the second half if it's needed, certainly. So, but that's not because of tactics or because they work very hard at a collective way of playing. It's more about the kind of players that Zidane has. That's why he normally brings those 2, Benzema with Isco and Lucas Vázquez with Marco Asensio. It brings a different Real Madrid, but again, it's not down to the collective work, but it's down to the qualities of the individuals. There's no better individual out of those at Real Madrid and Bayern than Cristiano Ronaldo, of course. Cristiano Ronaldo, who's, as you know, he's been calculating his energies and not going overboard in the first half of the season to be sharp in this second half, which is already happening. So Sergio Ramos is back from the team that lost against Juventus 1-3 at the Santiago Bernabeu, and that's very important because Sergio Ramos, big, huge personality, won't be faced by absolutely anything. That's Real Madrid. For Bayern, since the arrival of Jupp Heynckes, who of course won the 7th European Cup for Real Madrid, it's a different Bayern. He's gone back to basics, if you like. Basics, again, that have to do with a clear formation, 4-1-4-1 most of the time, but that benefits the individuals. The individuals, they know the role, they know what they have to do. They don't get asked to do very sophisticated things. So Robben and Ribéry will be in the wing. Müller and possibly James, they will be in front of Javi Martinez. And Javi Martinez is one of the changes of Jupp Heynckes. He was playing as a centre-back, comes into the centre midfield, and he works really well in the same way that he was playing in the same position when Heynckes was there when they won the treble. What else? Kimmich doesn't go forward as much under Heynckes, and Müller has scored. More confident as well. Ulrich doing really well on goal as well for Heynckes. So all in all, it's a team that knows exactly what to do and have got a very strong mentality as well. So yet again, this is a team that is not the Pep Guardiola team of variations, tactical variations and innovation. Let's see what happens with Alaba. I'd love to see him if possible, but I think he may be injured. There's a test that will be done in the next few hours to see if he will be able to get in the team, or he will be Rafinha. But it will be a lot down to, of course, how effective they are with the chances that Real Madrid will give Bayern, because they always give them chances. And what Lewandowski does, if he's effective, more effective than he has been in recent times with Real Madrid. Let me tell you a story about last season when Bayern Munich and Real Madrid met. At the end of the 2 fixtures, Cristiano Ronaldo and Sergio Ramos went to Lewandowski and says, "Join us. We're happy for you to join us." Since then, he's been dreaming of that. He has dreamt of it before, and those that follow the YouTube channel would know that, of course, we've been talking a lot about that. His dream is to go at Real Madrid. He wants to go to Real Madrid, hence changing his Kucharski, Cesare Kucharski, the agent that has had for all these years for Pini Zahavi, who's trying to apply his magic so he gets Real Madrid. He'll be linked to PSG, he'll be linked to English clubs, but it's Real Madrid who he wants. He wants to impress them, of course, today and next week as well. to confirm that even though he's in his 30s, or going to get to his 30s, he's basically good enough to be the striker of Real Madrid, and that Sergio Ramos and Cristiano Ronaldo, the two most powerful people in the changing room of Real Madrid, have opened the doors for him, suggests that, yes, that they are happy that he arrives. That means Bale will be for sale. Who knows? Even Benzema, if they get the right offer. But Bale doesn't want to go. So that's one that Real Madrid will have to sort out. Anyway, about today, yes, Lewandowski will want to make his impact. Lewandowski-Sergio Ramos is one of the duels that I'm really looking forward to seeing, and see as well what the midfield of, if it's unpopular, the midfield of Real Madrid can do around the spaces that Javi Martinez is going to leave. That's one of the weaknesses. The other weakness is that they get counter-attacked easily, because a lot of players that Bayern Munich have, Ribéry, Robben, James, Müller, Lewandowski, they're very offensive. They forget sometimes about defending, and that's where Real Madrid can do a lot of damage. For Real Madrid, the weakness is in the same area. Casemiro, Kroos and Modric, sometimes they go forward and leave spaces, and what that means is Casemiro tends to drop very deep. That will be when Bayern Munich, if they identify that moment, they go at Real Madrid in one of those typical Bayern Munich moments where they attack. And if they actually get what they want at that point, it could be first leg for them. Fascinating encounter. Before seeing Liverpool against Roma, I would have said the win of the Champions League could be one of those two. But I can see that Liverpool, without being the best team in the competition, they have players in the flow. Players that, if they get given the opportunity, they kill you. And when that happens, it's so difficult to stop. I do believe that when Liverpool have to create as a team, they don't have as many layers as others. But when it becomes a box-to-box match, when it becomes about the players, when it becomes a player moment, when it becomes about what can Salah do, how can Firmino and Salah do something, and will Mane score? If it's about the players, the moment of the players, which always happens in every game, Liverpool are at the level of any of the teams left in the competition. Going back, thinking back of the game last night, Roma had 20 minutes in the first half, about 20-25 minutes in the second half at the end, in which they were better as a team. That's half of the game. But when there was less control, when it became about getting the ball getting closer or quicker to the box, to the Roma box, that's where Liverpool kills you. So anyway, that may still be open. I think Liverpool, of course, are favourites and will score in Roma. But first, let's go to a fantastic game tonight. And I will be telling you from there my thoughts on the game after it finishes. So since then, or until then, remember, tell your friends if you think this is worth it. Let me know what I should be talking about, and subscribe as well. So yeah, I do wonder who she is as well. I'm going to try to find out. If I get to know, I will let you know too. Cheers, bye.